Hey guys, Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Young Justice Invasion Season 2 episode, I want to say like 15, I think it is. If not, the episode is out on the bottom of the title, and it's called War. So let's talk about this episode. And guys, if you watched my Power Rangers episode last week, my review for the first episode, the second episode review's on DarkAvengerINC, so go check that out. There'll be a link to DarkAvengerINC in the description below. But let's talk about Young Justice this week. It's only a couple more episodes until the end. So this is called War, which is a perfect name for this. We get to see finally the Reach are trying to show, hey, we're against Earth, but we have to show Earth that we're with them. So there's actually this guy who's the Conqueror, Mongol, and he is attacking Earth, and now the Justice League and Young Justice have to try to defeat him, and that's pretty much what this whole episode is about. And also Justice League telling all of the galaxy, saying, hey, we didn't do that 5 years ago, it wasn't us. So it's also them trying to clear their name in the beginning, and the Reach trying to have the loyalty of Earth, even though they want to destroy Earth and rule Earth. So we get to see that two-facedness in this episode. And then a really great cliffhanger with Blue Beetle, which the audience knew was happening because we saw that in the last episode. It might have been a little confusing how they explained it in the last episode, but we did see that Green Beetle is not obviously part of the Young Justice team. He is a mole. And he resets the Scarab for Blue Beetle, so he knocks out the whole Young Justice team in the end of this episode, and yeah, so that is the end. We see that Blue Beetle is evil. So most of the people that are just speculating that happened, because again, it was a little confusing in the last episode how they did it. He's not. He is evil, for at least the time being. So let's talk about this episode. I like the action for this episode, and of course the cliffhanger for this episode. I think the cliffhanger was well deserved. Again, for people that didn't totally understand the last episode what happened, it explained what happened, and Blue Beetle is evil, and you get to see how strong he is, and what is the team going to do after this. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with that. So I did the cliffhanger, I think, made the episode, and I'm glad they had that kind of shocking cliffhanger that we didn't expect. But, I mean, we expected that to happen, but you didn't expect it to happen in that last part. The one complaint I've had with Season 2 is that the Reach really hasn't been developed that much. It's, in the beginning, it's like, oh yeah, the Reach exists, and they're fighting these random aliens, and a lot of people said, that story wasn't really totally developed, and then they just made friends with Earth in the middle. So now we're getting to see an episode dedicated to the Reach, and I felt like it wasn't as powerful, because, again, we don't know much about the Reach. I mean, we do, and we don't. They weren't developed totally in the beginning, and, we got, Mongol, but, like, why exactly did he do this? Yeah, he wants to conquer the galaxy, but I felt like he kind of was a little random, and I think it's more of putting to the Reach saying, oh, well, Earth trusts the Reach, but now they have their own motives. So, I liked the battle. I think it was action-packed, but, it felt like, I think if you watch it for the first time, it's like, you felt like it was more powerful than it actually was, because nothing, I mean, obviously things happen, but, nothing that surprising happened with that. Like, we kind of know their motives, and I think it was just a good action episode. Honestly, I think it has nothing really to do with the characters that much, but it's a really good action episode, and I do like that. It was really action-packed, this episode, but I don't think it was the best episode. I think you would watch it for the first time and you think it is the best episode, but when you watch it for the second time, it's like, and you look into the story, I think it's not the best episode, especially for your characters, your favorite characters. So, I like it. I did like it, and especially that ending. I love seeing Mal and Bumblebee, their relationship. They've had a severed relationship for a little while, and they're finally kind of talking about it, and they end up together in the end so far. So I do like that their relationship is getting closer. I really do like their relationship, so I do like that they talked about that in this, and it's cool to see them together and talk about high school, which I really hope we get some flashbacks with that. I have two complaints that kind of I recognized through this episode. First, I want to say Beast Boy. I think they developed his character so much that we really loved him in the beginning episodes, and now he's kind of just there. And I think I recognized that with this episode because the same thing happened. He didn't talk in this episode. I think they developed his character so much, and now towards the end, it's like we forget about him because he's not used, and they're not really using those secondary characters. And the second team and the 5-year gap team, they're only using the other characters and maybe sometimes using the secondary characters, especially Beast Boy. I think he's been really pushed to the side. And another thing I think I recognized with this episode that I haven't recognized in a while is that, yes, we have Arsenal, but what happened to the other Roy? We had that really big episode with Arsenal and Roy a couple episodes ago, but it feels like a while ago because of all the hiatuses. I honestly don't know what number it was. It might have been not so long ago, but because a hiatus felt like months and months ago, because it was months and months ago. What happened to the other Roy? I feel like they are forgetting that plot, and they developed a lot of things from the beginning of the season was developed and kind of left to the side. I think the Miss Martian and Beast Boy thing, like, they had a really good, obviously, family dynamic, and we don't get to see that anymore. And then Roy, what happened to him? Like, we get to see shaven head Arsenal, but where's the other Roy that we really grew up to love? We haven't seen him, and I feel like they kind of pushed him to the side, and they don't really mention him. So I think I recognized that through this episode. But I think it was a really good action-packed episode. I don't think it was the best episode. I think I really liked Fix. So far from the hiatus, I liked Fix the best. But I think this is one of the episodes, it's going to be that missing piece episode that everything does connect, and we needed that Reach episode. I felt like there hasn't been an episode where it connects with the Reach and a total episode about the Reach. The Reach really has like those 5-minute things in an episode, but it's been mostly about our heroes, which I love, but I'm glad that they're trying to tell the story of the Reach because it's going toward the end, so we have to get more of that story to a head. And I think that's what this episode was really about, is to try and explain stuff. You could kind of tell in this episode, though, that they are explaining a lot of things through the story. It's like, this is this guy, this is this guy. They were explaining a lot of things and not really telling the story, just explaining through their conversation what's exactly going on in this episode, so you really had to pay attention to it. But I thought it was an action-packed episode. Again, not the best from the hiatus, but since the hiatus, and not really the best from the season, but it was needed. So yeah, so I'm gonna probably it's between a 3.5, 4. Again, didn't love the episode, but that ending, that was pretty good, and I think that's going to lead to a really good episode next week. And we'll have to see. I'm really excited to see what happens with this end of the season. Will it be, I know obviously it got canceled, but will it be satisfying those fans that have been watching through the 2 seasons? Will it be an end, or will it be on that cliffhanger? And I really hope that they knew it was getting canceled, because I heard that they knew it was getting canceled for a while, so hopefully they made that last episode a last episode. So yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with that last episode. But I say watch this episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Did you like this episode? Do you think it was action-packed? Do you agree with my Roy and Beast Boy theory? And did you like the Mal and Bumblebee thing? I think that was probably my favorite from the episode. So, and I loved how Mal's, I forgot the line, but he said something, he's like, girl, what are you talking about? So I laughed hysterically with that. So I love their relationship, and I'm glad we got to see that more in this episode. So tell me in the comments below what you think. This Comic Uno, I'll have another review for Young Justice next week. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.